Hello Taurus, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main read, I'm using the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. For the supportive Oracle card deck, I'm using the Angel's Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, I already shuffled, so let's see what we got here. If I need to take out more later, I will. Oh. Alright, so... Now, I am noticing an interesting thing in your reading. You have the Six of Wands upright for your overall energy. And I feel like this is kind of going to carry through this whole thing for you. Because you only have one tarot card at the top. You have a couple of supportive cards, but this is something you're looking at like you're going to get into this feeling you're headed towards victory. It's almost an assured victory in my opinion. And it seems to be working out your way. But this is the energy you're going in here with. The other side has one other tarot card, but I don't feel like it's an overall energy. I feel like what's going to happen or how they relate to it. And I feel like we're going to pull it in the future, but why is it? It just feels like a little conflicting because I feel like they're the opposite of you. The other side feels like they're losing, and I don't know why. It makes me wonder why. So let's keep going. As the cards reveal what they're talking about, we'll find out. As we go into this time, we have the Ten of Wands. So you're carrying some burdens into this time. I know this is stereotypical, but for Taurans, they can usually carry a heavy load, and they seem to carry it with pride and dignity. So I'm not really shocked to see you going in this with some burdens with you. I don't feel like these are overcoming you. You have some things you need to take care of. You're keeping your eye on a few things. You're taking care of things. You're succeeding at this, though. That seems to be important to note. Because I'm also seeing you have the Justice with the Weight card going here. So it seems like you're feeling like this is going to work out to your benefit. You don't feel like these burdens are permanent. In fact, I might dare to say you're expecting them to you're kind of looking to relinquish them fairly soon. Because I also have in your mental state, this is the first of two Oracle cards for you. You have improving health. So you're not expecting to hold this burden too much longer. Not that you can't, but it doesn't seem like it's right that you should. Somebody else might own this burden a little bit more than you do. Now, I do get the Justice and the Weight with what's going on. At that same time, big happy changes seems to be in the other side, the environment side. So things are changing there. Now you're waiting this out because they're going through some changes. And they're excited about these changes. But I don't feel like they realize what this means. Something is off, only the sense of like, we have it going from big happy changes to the Ten of Swords, but there's a little space between there. Because as it goes forward, what's going on between the two of you, you have these three cards. You have the Three of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords, and then you have the Three of Wands. Now, this other side, I feel like, while they're in a much stronger position now, and I feel like this is somebody you probably were helping out, and you're waiting for them to be more secure and settled. So they're enjoying this. Things are a lot better for them. They're getting settled. You've been taking over some burdens for them, but once they're settled, you're going to give those back to them because they're not yours. And I feel like you got the Three of Cups, like it's very good social times. Everything's great. Then you let them know, I value your friendship or whatever, if it's a family thing, however that is. But then you take that, you make this communication to them that you're stepping out and you're going to let them take over their life the way it should have been. But you stepped in to help them, but now that time is over. I think that's why we got the Ten of Swords. either they expected you to hold that for a longer time, or they forgot about it. I don't know how this is working, but they have to. It's theirs. I feel that they own it, and I feel like it puts them in a pessimistic. Like they feel like, oh, I'm back at square one, and they have meditation brings answers. I don't feel like this is unfair. In the sense of like, I don't feel like they got these burdens back because they didn't deserve it. They need to take them back. And they need to take a minute to realize that this is something they owned. I feel like they're having a hard time with that. I'm getting kind of like, I'm honestly getting that they just didn't want it back, to tell you the truth, but they need to take it back. And it's something that's supposed to happen. I feel like you are not supposed to hold on to this forever. You hold on to it for a while, but now it's their turn to take it back, and you're giving it back to them. Now, I feel like at this point you should be looking at it, hopefully. Like this is the time for this to happen. So it's perfect timing. Like this is the time for this to go back to them. So it's not a bad thing. But I feel like this might bother you a little bit, like the Ten of Swords with the meditation. Because they need to really sit on it for a minute and realize, you know what, they have to take this back. Whoever this is, I'm not really getting any pushback, but I feel like they might look at you like a deer caught in the headlights, like, oh, I thought you were going to hold that for a little while longer. And you're like, no, I gotta give this back to you now. And you do. I do feel like you do that. But I feel like they're having a hard time realizing that, you know, that's something they need to take back. I feel like the last card here just needs to note the King of Wands. I feel like this is between the two of you. Like, things are back the way they should be. I feel like people are back taking care of their own situations as they should be. I feel like the King of Wands, especially if you look at his face, he's kind of happy. Like, things are back the way they should be. I feel like things are moving forward. Things are actively, like, you're doing the things you need to do. They're doing the things they need to do. I feel like you have a lot going on anyway. And just, things are back in balance. Especially with him being upright right here, I feel like he's saying there's a lot going on, but things are back in balance. Like, things are back in order. I feel like you're happy. I feel like the other side is happy too. I don't know. I don't know. They didn't think it was going to come back to him that quick, or however that worked out, but I don't know. I feel like it's just something that, whatever the burdens were, you handed them back because it's time for them to take it back. But I feel like everything is the way it's supposed to be. I feel like order is restored. Everybody's busy, but you shouldn't be a lot more busy than this other person. Like, they should take up their portion of the responsibilities as you are still doing yours. It's not like you're not doing anything. Anything else with that? I find that it's just interesting, this card coming through that way. Like, I feel like order is restored. I just really feel like that's what it's saying, is order is restored. Everybody's busy, but people are doing what they should be doing. Everybody's holding their own responsibilities. And I feel like you're a lot happier at this point because you're not overdoing it anymore. And you might have been for a while, but it was too much for one person. And handing it back to them, yes, their life got a lot busier, but not overwhelmingly. And it's only fair. Like, you needed to hand that back, and you did. So I don't feel like anything went wrong here. I just feel like at the end, things are back the way they should be. Anything else with that? Wow, did we go through that quick? Wow, I didn't expect it to be like 8 minutes. But anything else? No, I feel like we're done with that. Well, hopefully, let me know what you thought. Thank you very much for watching. And, of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. I apologize. I do read the comments. I don't get to read them as much as I'd like to with a lot of things going on. But I usually thumb through them when I can. So if you do leave a comment, I thank you for it. I don't usually respond to them directly, but I do read them. So thank you again, and I hope you have a good day.